Hello, heart-centered entrepreneurs. I'm Steve Garvin with 4elementsofsuccess.com, and I am finishing up this week of sharing my insights that I gained by reading Jim Collins' Great by Choice. And the idea that I want to share with you today is the idea of SMAC, which sounds funny, and I've actually kind of played with a little bit, but what it is that it's setting up practices that are specific, measurable, and consistent. And when I think of that, I am reminded of SMART goals, but this really isn't about goal setting. This is about creating a culture that is consistent and that stands the test of time. And so, what does that look like? As an example that Collins uses in the book is that of Southwest Airlines and how very early in their existence, they made the commitment that they would only fly 737s. And that might seem like an odd thing to do, to be consistent. And they were consistent about it throughout the course of the study, which is about 20 years. Why would they only fly 737s? Southwest Airlines' focus was on quick turnarounds and short distances. And by flying only 737s, they got a process down that was consistent every single time they got to a gate, and they were able to turn it around and get back in the air quickly. And just by having a specific, measurable, and consistent practice, your business can also improve. I've seen it when I was working at the last major corporation that I was working at. We were really rigorous about setting and having a culture that was specific, measurable, and consistent. And we were able to go from really kind of struggling to being featured on the front of Industry Week. And what to to go a little bit into what that takes in order to create those specific, measurable, and consistent practices. Collins talks about three different attributes that every one of the companies that they were looking at that were great companies, they all exhibited three characteristics. And those three things they exhibited empirical creativity, which means that they weren't just innovative, but they probed through their own experience and through their own efforts what worked for them. They were also fanatically disciplined, and so in order to have SMAP goals and to maintain that for 20 years, you've got to be fanatically disciplined. That you need to do the same thing day in and day out. And as I talked about yesterday with Amundsen and Scott's journey to the South Pole, Amundsen was consistent every single day and traveled 20 miles. The 20-mile march is what I was talking about yesterday. And when you discover through your empirical creativity what it is that enables you to shine in your zone of genius and to be consistently successful, and then you're fanatically disciplined in maintaining those practices, then you are able to be successful. And one of the things that I keep going back to, and one of the reasons I do is because it's worked so well for me, is just doing morning pages every single day. And at 750 words, takes me about 15 minutes. But by consistently doing that every single day, I've been able to, and by tracking the numbers, I've been able to see quite an accumulation of writing that I've done over the last 3 years. And the point of that isn't so much about writing those words. It's about being consistent every single day and having a practice that keeps you going. And, and I think also that it's really important to have a way to track the numbers on that. So the last thing is exercising practical paranoia. And I talked about that earlier in the week as well. And one of the things that was consistent about these great companies was that they stuck with these SMAT goals. They didn't waver. When things were looking good, they stuck with them. When things weren't looking great, they stuck with them. And by having that culture, having that discipline, they were able to exhibit mastery. And if you remember, success lies at the intersection between passion, mastery, and what the market will be happily pay you for. So again, discipline. Things will change. There will be things that come up, and it may even look like a good idea to step away from your smack practices, but you need to be able to rely upon your own experience. Don't just change things because that's what the market says you should do, or some guru says that's what you should do. If it isn't what has proven to work for you, then don't change it. Stick with what's going to make you successful. That will help you to create the wealth that you want in your business and in your life. And lastly, I just want to share a quote from Tony Robbins, and he says, it's not what we do once in a while that shapes our lives. It's what we do consistently. So find those activities that will help you to be consistently successful. And that's one of the things I'm actually going to be doing a course on in the next little bit, and called Wealthy Heart, Wealthy Mind. And you can find that at 4elementsofsuccess.com/wealthy. And when you do so, you'll be able to find out more information about that course and how it can benefit you and your business. So I go out, create wealth in your life and in your business, and be playful and creative in the process. Join me on my Facebook group, Heart Center Entrepreneurs Are Playful, Creative, and Wealthy, as well as you can visit me and join me on my website, 4elementsofsuccess.com. Until next time, be playful, have fun, be creative, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.